All right, everyone. I am going live here. I'm starting this stream. I'm getting my Instagram up so everybody can see me. All right, so let's get started. My title today is the scarcity/poor mindset versus the rich, abundant mindset. And this is part 1 of 3. It's so good that I have to turn it into 3 parts. I'm going to try to keep this as short as what I possibly can, while still giving you the most value that most people will never tell you, because a lot of people, they don't want to talk about the differences between the poor and the rich. But there is a huge difference between the two groups of people. That's why rich people never pay taxes. They're smarter than the rest of us that still have yet to figure out why they still why they're able to hold on to their money versus people who are poor who just let the money go and never really get it back. So in this difference, the poor people, it's the scarcity mindset. It's that mindset of, okay, I need to not use all my electricity because otherwise my bill is going to be high. You're very hyper focused on your bills, making sure that they're paid first. You're also one of these types who also use credit cards to buy stuff versus investing in self. So I'll give you a great example. So I have credit cards, but mine, I use it to invest in myself. I use it to help build my business instead of not do that. Okay. So another difference is they don't understand residual income or passive income, or they've never heard of it. They trade their time for money. They also collect DVDs where they're more likely to entertain themselves, buying like video games and going to movies and things like that. They also stop learning after school. So when you get done with school, that's it. They typically don't want to learn. They don't want to invest in themselves. They stay far away from personal growth as much as possible, okay? And then they go seek jobs, and that's all they know how to do. And that's the unfortunate part. I'm not knocking people who got jobs, because I'm not sorry, but sometimes when I do stop at McDonald's, I need someone to show up to work, okay? So that's why I'm like, it's not for everybody. Owning your own business and getting out of that poverty mentality and that scarcity mindset is not for everybody. It's truly not. That's why 95% of the world are followers. They're not leaders, because they weren't taught how to do that. So they also have that either or mentality, that you can't have your cake and eat it too mentality, okay? They also love to spend money before they have it. How many people do you know go out and they buy these nice fancy vehicles? Meanwhile, they have trouble trying to pay everyday supplies like toilet paper, I don't know, their cleaning supplies. They have trouble trying to buy their everyday needs because they've spent all their money on houses and vehicles and other extra toys like jet skis, snow plows, those, trying to remember, I'll just go with four-wheelers. That's all I can think of right now. But they spend all their money on this frivolous stuff that are not getting them to where they need to go. And that's the part that's so difficult, because yeah, it's fun to have those toys, but at the same time, when you're living paycheck to paycheck like 67% of Americans do, you've got to fix that problem. The problem is that you're making the money, but you don't know how to budget that money that you get. And that's what causes you to stay poor in that scarcity mindset. They also buy things that they can't afford, like I just got done saying. They also focus on the block, the excuse. I can't get rich because the rich people have all the money. I can't get rich because the people that are in the presidential office. I can't get rich because I keep getting taxed to death. Well, if you stopped and you thought and you learned how to think like a wealthy person does, you wouldn't have that problem. That's why rich people never will pay taxes. So when the middle class and the low class keep saying, yeah, let's tax the rich, let's tax them, you're actually saying, hey, I want more taxes. I want to pay more in taxes. And the funny thing is that it's because, again, the rich people, they think differently about money. They're smarter in how they do money. They are so extremely smart on how they view money That's why you're going to stay stuck. So taxing the rich is just shooting yourself in the foot, saying, hey, let's raise my taxes some more. Okay, and they give up easily. People who are in that poverty, scarcity mindset, they give up so easily. My God, I can tell you so many experiences from owning a business of how many people just in general. I'm not talking about the people that I've seen. I'm talking about in general, the things that I've been watching, the differences between the poor and the rich. The rich people are like, they know it's going to take time. They know that it's a process to get through a lot of the traumas. They know that it's a process of getting through the hurts and the different things that happen. They're bad habits, okay? They know that it takes time. But for these poor people, they're like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. They forget that it takes 9 months to make a baby. They forget you have to learn how to crawl before you can walk. You have to learn how to crawl before you can run. You can't just sit here and start at square one. Oh, I'm running the second I'm born. That doesn't happen. It just doesn't. And then for men who have lost hair, okay? When you lost your hair, does that happen overnight? No, it's gradually, it's slow, just like the seasons, they come and go. Right now, we're headed from summer into fall, into winter. It takes time. Anything great in life takes time. The poor people are like, nope, I'm out of here. The second you start talking about, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that. Well, that's why you're going to continue to stay poor. That's a choice that you're making. They also listen to others people's opinions of them, which I'm guilty of 100%. That's why I said I'm working on that part of not listening to other people's opinions of me that don't pay my bills. They're also the people that are the people pleasers of the world. And if you're wondering where I'm getting this information out, because I'm not pulling it out of thin air by any means, it's from The Trash Man to the Cash Man. This is actually the very first book that changed my life. This was my very first personal development book before I started the hypnosis, before I started anything with learning how to change my mind, before I did any of that. I mean, I've read this book more times than I have read the full Bible. I'm still working on the full Bible, okay? God's got a work in progress on me. I'm just saying. But it's From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, How Anyone Can Get Rich Starting from Anywhere. And it's by Myron Golden. And if you follow Myron Golden on YouTube, he also has an affiliate program that I'm also part of. So I can also give you that link. But he is an amazing man who talks about how all these principles are directly from the Bible. Okay. So like I said, I'm not getting this out of thin air. This isn't just Robin talking. This is literally things that I have studied. I've studied Grant Cardone. I've studied Todd Falcone. I've studied Myron Golden. I've studied these different people because I'm like, I know that that's where I'm supposed to go. I just need to change this a little bit more to get to where I know that I'm supposed to be at. So the rich people, what they do, they collaborate with others. It's that teamwork. They understand how money works. They know how to leverage it, how to get residual and passive income. Okay. That's why when you have that Netflix subscription, you have that Amazon subscription. How many people here got Amazon subscription? Yeah, you keep going with that Amazon subscription. Why? Because it provides value. It's quicker than going to the store some days. And some stores don't carry what you want. So you can't get rid of that Amazon subscription. They make it impossible for you because Amazon doesn't have just, you can buy stuff for for like your house. Like, for example, you can't buy just pens from Amazon. You can buy so many things off of Amazon. They've got books, they've got trinkets, they've got stuff that I bought in the office for my needs, for doing video. I mean, they've got so many different things. And then they've got Amazon Music. They've got the books that you can get read to. I mean, they've got so many things. So they don't start with just one thing. They built out a lot of products is what they did. They made it irresistible. So they also understand the time and the value of money. That's the biggest thing, is that poor people, they're like, time is money. That's how you know when somebody's poor. You also know when somebody's poor because the first question out of their mouth every time, I'm not joking, I wish I was, is how much does it cost? Wealthy people automatically think, what's the value out of this? What is the ROI, the return on investment, for people who don't know that term? They also hire someone to do the stuff they don't want to do or can't do. That's why you have a job. They also collect books. Like I said, they collect seminar experiences, the audio programs. They teach themselves and they educate themselves on something they've never done or something they want to keep doing in order to keep growing. I have this amazing event called Live to Lead. I put it out there. I'm talking about this Live to Lead event, learning from 4 amazing speakers. And I've got 0 people signed up right now. And I'm like, I can tell there's a lot of people that are scared to death to develop themselves and grow themselves and know themselves. It's a lot of fun, actually, because once you start to know yourself, you're like, hey, I know this, I know that. And the best part is when your husband picks up on it, like Jeffrey did this morning. Thank God he picked up what I was dealing with. Also, the rich people, they learn from mentors. They hire people to help them change their mindset. They never stop learning. They love books. I've got a lot of books. They actually know how to speed read. They know how to go faster so they can go slower. That's a whole other life on its own. They also own a business where they're giving other people jobs. I want you to stop and think about this. For everybody who has a job, I want you to stop and think, if you had to be in that business owner's position, the HR is not the business owner, but HR's job would be a lot easier than the owner. I'm just saying. But why do you think the HR gets more money than you do? Because you're doing all the grunt work, right? So we'll take Walmart for an example. Who made all the money? Sam Walton or all the employees? Sam Walton makes more money than the employees because the employees are doing the grunt work. The employees are doing the laborious work. Sam Walton's going to continue to make more money because he knows how to turn around and invest that money into other things. So Walmart has more products, okay? Just like I said about Amazon, they know how to do those things. And if it was not for Sam Walton willing to take the risk, everybody that works at Walmart and everybody that shops at Walmart, you wouldn't exist. I mean, like, you'd have to go somewhere else who was willing to take the risk, because the biggest difference is rich people are always willing to take risks on making things better for other people. They're very much other people oriented. That's my biggest problem, is that I'm very much other people oriented. I think about other people before myself, and I'm working on switching it. It is very difficult to do. They're also conservative spenders. They ask themselves, how can I do both? Okay, so I want to be able to have a 15-passenger van because I need it for my family, but I also need to grow my business. And I'm right now in the situation of, how can I do both? How can I get my 15-passenger van that I know that I need to pay cash for because I can't get a loan? How can I take and build my business yet so that more people see me and so I can help more people? How can I do both when both require money? So right now I'm thinking, okay, I can change stuff on social media. I can change the way I'm doing things. Like, I'm doing an Instagram live at the same time I'm using StreamYard, which is also hitting my Instagram, YouTube, or not my Instagram, but it's hitting my YouTube, my LinkedIn, and Facebook account. Okay. It's hitting those 3. I got my phone that's hitting the Instagram. I'm changing it. What can I do differently? I'm also, like I said, that's another way that they think about, how can I do both, like 15-passenger van and still grow my business. They also focus on the opportunity, and they focus on supporting other people. I don't know about you, but my biggest thing that makes me cringe is when I hear other people like, oh yeah, I did this, I did that for that person. That's great, but it also makes me cringe at the same time, because when they're angry with another person being successful, more successful than they are, that's like, ugh. No. I want other people to be more successful than I am, because we still win. I can learn so much from people who are wealthy. I have learned so much from Grant Cardone. I've got a couple of his things posted up in that area over here. I've got things from Ray Higdon that I've learned. I'm like, when somebody don't like you, check your bank account, see if it made a difference. I mean, like, I got different things that I've learned. I've got tons of Ray Higdon and Grant Cardone all over in here. I'm just saying, because I can learn from them. That's the huge benefit of other people who have already hit their goals, have already done it and are doing the things that I know that I can do. I want to learn from them. So I'm glad that they're more successful. I am so glad because I can also learn from their mistakes. I mean, that's where you do the most learning. I'd rather have them make the mistakes than me make them. I'm just saying because I can learn from them. Okay. And then also the faith account. Their faith account and their belief in God is much bigger than the average person. And it has to be because they're taking risks that no one else is willing to take. Because when you're an average person living an average life of poverty and staying stuck in that scarcity mindset, you're not willing to take any risks. You're like, God, can I do this? God, can I do this? Can I do that? You know, the scariest thing I've done in my life? It wasn't my ordeal with Miracle. It wasn't my brain injury. No, my biggest, scariest thing in my life was literally saying, God, took my husband and I 2.5 months to pray on it. God, should we do this business just ourselves? My husband doesn't work. We're just doing it like full everything. That takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of, oh my God, what are we doing? But we're doing it. Most people will never do that because they're like, I'll give God everything else, but I can't let him have my finances. That's why you keep on asking. That's why I did that video yesterday of how you got to keep asking, got to keep persisting until you get what you want, and God will always give it to you. There's always a delay. Just letting you know, I know I got a 2-month delay on anything big that I want. I got a 2-month delay. Okay. And that's where the rich people, they keep going until it works. That's why I said about that delay. You've got to keep going until it works. They also drop people in their life who hold them back. I don't know about you, but I got a lot of people in my life that are willing to hold me back. I got a lot of people that are like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, maybe this isn't working, don't do that. And it's like, seriously, if you don't have my faith account and you don't got my bank account, which I know that I'm worthy of having $11 million, I know that I'm worthy of having it. I say it with confidence. I'm going to drop everybody else who doesn't believe that I'm worthy of that. Why? Because I'm going to excel. I'm going to grow further. I'm going to grow faster because you're the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. They've done all these studies to prove it. And I'm not sorry at all, but everything that I learned, like I'm dropping the truth and all of this, I really did get from the trash man to the cash man. You know, and my thing right now that I'm working on that means the most to me, outside of my 15-passenger van so I can bring my baby home because I'm on baby number 10. My biggest thing right now is I need to work with Myron Golden. Why would I want to pay Myron Golden lots of money? I'm talking like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, like the most I've ever spent, more than any vehicle that I've ever spent on so far. Why would I want to do that? Because that's an amazing opportunity to work with an amazing man who has done so many things, all Bible-based principles. And if I can learn from somebody else who's went from a trash man, picking up other people's trash at $6 and something cents an hour, to now he can charge $50,000 for 1 hour of his time, that's somebody I want to learn from. I'm just saying, if I could learn how to do that, I'm thinking about my family. I'm thinking about how many more people I can help. I'm thinking about being able to be with the people that I see myself on stage with. Ray Higdon, Grant Cardone, Steve Harvey, like all these people. I see it so clear in my mind. It is so crystal clear. And when you have that ability to think so crystal clear and you know what your goal is, you're going to hit it. It's only natural that it's going to hit. So that's the difference between the scarcity, the poor people, versus the rich, the abundant. I can just do whatever. And it is so much better to be in that rich, that abundant, living in that feeling, because your feelings are everything. Just feeling that, being with the people around me. It's like I told my mom this morning, God did not put Ray Higdon and Dr. Cheryl Wood, the people that I know that I see myself on stage with. He didn't put them in my mind and let me be with them in that Maxwell leadership at IMC in August. He didn't do that just to say, oh, here's a possibility, or here's some people that you'll never be like. No, God put them there so I could be close to them, so I could feel what it is that they live like, what they feel like, to be able to wake up having and being able to do whatever you want to do. I wish I could be there now. But because I got that little taste of being around amazing people that I'm like, oh my God, I've been not stalking, but I've been like following online, like watching what they do, like I said. Because I've got that experience, I got to be with them. I got my picture with them. It's so much easier for me to go and attract and do what they're doing. And when I see them having their down days and they're talking about how they got back up, I'm like, that's who I want to be. That's who I am. I know I'm going to get there. So if this live helped you at all whatsoever, please like, share, let other people know about it, please. Because my biggest thing is, like I said, I want to help as many people as I can. I did not pull it out of thin air, like I said. I've got it from Myron Golden's From the Trash Man to the Cash Man. Very first book I've ever read on personal development, way before I learned hypnosis, way before I learned anything that we actually can do stuff with our mind. And if it really wasn't for that book, I really would have never learned and started turning my mind about money differently, like viewing it differently. So I hope this is helpful. Like I said, go out there, make it a great day. Part 2 will be tomorrow. And so stay tuned for that because I've got a lot more coming in for tomorrow's part 2.